Good evening, welcome back to another Pico 8 video. Today is part 2 in making snake, and let's see what we have to do here. I realized looking at this list that I should actually move these two up because this is what basically this is what makes me have multiple boxes, and that's when I can try to implement moving multiple boxes. So let's just move this up. Also, I'm realizing that I don't know what kind of level I'm trying to target with this, so I'll just see as I go, and if you have any questions, then you can just ask me in the comments. So last time, let's see where we got. So we have a moving box on the screen. Now we need to do what we need to spawn a fruit, and we need to detect collision with the fruit. So let's go and make the fruit first. I'll do something very similar to what we had before with the snake. We'll make an Lua table, and I'll just copy it from here. So instead of snake, we're going to call it fruit. Now I'm actually going to do something that I saw in a different video. I'm going to give this table an update function. And so it's going to be a function. I'm going to take a self, which is going to refer to this very same fruit. So whenever I call this, I'm going to give it itself. And I'm going to do something like this. But instead of snake, I'll be using the self. So this should be good. It's complaining about something. Function self. Okay, yeah, this is JavaScript. I'm sorry. And yeah, this looks nice. It's not complaining about that anymore. I'm going to give it a different color. I'm going to pick 13 randomly. And now I need to do fruit dot update, and I named it update and give it this itself, but it shouldn't be called update. It should be called fruit dot draw. Okay, miss corresponding n. Okay, functions need an end, right? Again, getting used to Lua again. So let's see. I will change the fruit's position to x20, and let's say y is 20 and x is 40, so it's on the same line as the snake. And now I'm expecting there to be a rectangle of some color roughly on the same line as the snake. And there it is. I'll change this to something else. What is this? Okay, that looks good. It's actually even is colored like a bright apple. This was not planned. Happy accident. So yay, we have fruit.draw. And I guess while I'm here, I can just do snake.draw and give it itself. Now go up here and say snake.draw equals function self this thing end. And instead of snake, again we'll be saying self. So looks good. Still works. And now we need to detect collision. And for the collision, I'm going to stand on the shoulders of giants and use a function that I already know to work. This is Mark from the future. I forgot to say that I got this overlap function from mboffin on itch.io. They have a lot more small code snippets like this, so I encourage you to check them out. They also have like this card here that you can use to interactively understand what they do, and overall it gives a much better explanation about how it works than I do in the video. So thank you. Back to you, Mark of the past. Hello again from the future. Another thing that I forgot to mention was that I got a lot of help on how to use this collision function from the Pico Discord. I was having some trouble and they really helped me out. So check them out. They have a really nice community. And yeah, that's it. Back to March from the video. Yeah, basically this function says if these two items overlap or not. And we do have, so we have we have two boxes. We have a snake and a fruit, but they don't have x. They have a position.x. So I'll just have to do, instead of a.x here, okay, maybe even as instead of a dot, I'll do a dot position, a dot position. Then we have a b dot position, b dot position. And instead of width and height, we just have a rect size. And here as well, we have a rect size. Okay, that looks good. No problems here. And now, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I can do if overlap snake and fruit, then print, which is a function to print text on the screen, overlaps at some random coordinates in the color of 7, which is white, I believe. Otherwise, not otherwise, it's actually else. And then we have to call end. Then in the else, we can print. This can go multiple lines. Else, we print no overlap. Okay, so, and another thing I'll do is I'll create this variable called frame, and I'm gonna initialize it to 0, and then in the update, I'm gonna say frame plus equals 1, or okay, equals frame plus 1. So it is incremented every time update is called. And then if frame modulo 2 equals 0, then I update the position of x. So okay, now I'm doing many new things here that I haven't really tested. But now what I'm expecting to happen is I want the snake to only move every other frame, because this will only be true every other frame. That will make it a bit slower. I want there to be some text on the screen. It should be no overlap most of the time, and then it should say overlaps when the snake is on top of the fruit. And that's it, really. So let's see. Run. Okay. So I think it's working. Okay, but there's a small issue. So it's giving me a false positive here. Overlaps. I think that's because, again, like we did here, plus rect size -1, I need to go and do a minus. I need to do a -1 here as well. Otherwise, it's looking at 3 pixels. So no overlap, overlap, no overlap, no overlap. And did we check this one? No overlap, and this overlaps. Okay, perfect. So all good. This is a spawner fruit. Done. Oh my god. Done. 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 Detect collision with fruit. Done. And now grow the snake upon collision with fruit. This will be a bit more difficult. I'll also commit these changes to things. Also this guy. More things. I'll clean this up later, I promise. Okay, so now what do we need to do? In order to have multiple, like basically I need to start preparing growing the snake. So instead of just having a snake with a position, I'm going to have a snake dot body, which is a table in its own right, and it's going to have an index of 1. So let's say snake.body body 1. In Lua, apparently it's good to start with 1. Usually you would start with 0, but here you start with 1. And snake.body, the first element of snake body, or rather the key 1 of snake body, is also a table, and it's going to be, I'm going to try this different syntax, just position, which is also going to be a table, which is going to be of x 20 and y 20. And it should have a, well, I guess I can keep, no, I need the rect size here as well, because I want to pass this to the overlaps function, so rect size of 2. So I'll just run Pico 8 to make sure that this doesn't have any errors. No errors. Okay, and now I want to go to snake and I want to change the draw function. And I want to say for the key and the body part in pairs of self, which is the snake, dot body. 2, I think, end. So what this does is it takes self.body. Each element in snake.body is made into a pair. The pair is composed of a key and a body part. The key is this number 1 up here, and the body part is its value, so this thing. So in this loop, I have access to the body part, so I can do rect fill, and instead of self, I want to draw the body part. Okay, so now this should work until I overlap with the fruit. Okay, nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening? Because I'm never updating the position of the body parts. That makes sense. So where am I updating this? Okay, I will maybe create another function called snake dot move equals function self, and again we have to do for. I'll just copy this from here, and instead of rect fill, we want to do body part dot position dot x. We just want to do this thing here. Oh my god, I just copied it. So and think it's fine if the overall snake object has a direction, and it can also have the rect size. I think that's fine. So now, now I need to call if frame modulo 2 equals 1. So every other frame, we do snake dot move and get rid of one snake and pass in the snake. And now what do we do? Now it should work. Now it should move, and then it should only break once it gets to the fruit. Let's see. Okay, so that just doesn't do anything, which is also fine. So, but it moves. So it's not doing anything because overlaps is now receiving the whole snake, which still has a position of x and y, which it doesn't technically need anymore. So now if I go to run this and collide with the fruit, it should break. Or it doesn't even get there. Okay. So, all right, because overlaps is called and then breaks. So now I need to check if each of the body parts collides with the fruit. So I will do another function. Snake.collides equals function self. Again, we are taking each body part. And now we want to do overlap body part and fruit. So maybe it's good if I give this fruit as well. And I will do, basically I want to go over each body part, and I want to say local. So this is a local variable, and it's called is colliding, and it will be false. But if this is ever true, then is colliding will be set to true as well. And then after this loop, it is either set to true in the meantime, or it is still false, so I can just return is colliding. So now, instead of overlap, I can do if snake collides. Now it should work. And it works. The same way as before. Great. What did this do? Didn't really do anything. Now we can grow the snake whenever it collides. So again, noticing a pattern here, snake.grow equals function self end. So this is what we want to call when we are detecting a collision with the fruit. And what do we want to do? We want to, I need to check how I can get the length of an array or the table. I want to know how many body parts I already have. Let's see. Seem to remember, maybe it is print. Maybe it is snake.body. So let's see, maybe this gives me the number of body parts. It's in exactly the wrong place. Yeah, 1, it does. So I knew I remembered this from somewhere. So this is how I can get the number of elements in the body already. So what I need to do here is self dot body, and now I need to say that now the next element will also be a body part. So how should we do this? We should do this by saying self.body again and get the size and +1. And basically we need to now do this thing again, with the exception that it is not snake.body, but rather this thing. And yeah, I'll just do this here. So this will put the body part in the wrong place, but it should get something on the screen. So let's run this. Oh, and I also need to run or call snake.grow. And I can do this when print snake. Oh no, snake.grow. Snake.grow, too many snakes, snake. Go. And now, indeed, so we have 2 parts in the snake. So quickly go here, and this is now technically true, the best kind of true. And now I just need to implement the correct movement, or rather the correct positioning. So what happens if I put this bum, 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 bum. Can this just be... Maybe this can be where the other bit was. So if this was... then it would be... Okay, so let's just put this... I'm gonna do a local variable called last part, which is self.body at the index of self.body size. And this will be last part. Position.x. And this will be last part at position y. So let's see what happens now. Okay, so I think... So now, fun fact, you can just do stuff here as well. Snake is a table, so if we do snake.print snake.body, snake.body, then I expect this to be 3 because I think I went over the fruit 2 times. It's 5, a lot more. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. All right, because the body parts are also going over it. So I know there are more parts. And now they're drawn in the exact same place. So maybe when I move them, should I move them all? I should only move the first one, and the others should follow. So maybe I can do if key equals 1, then first one. Else. Okay. So basically what I would like to do is the first one, I would only like to move the first one, and then I would like to tell the others that, hey, you can be where the first one was, and all the successive ones can be where like the one in front of them was. But if I do it this way, then by the time I get here in this else statement, then I will have already moved the first one, which is not good. So I want to do local new body is a table, and what I'm going to do is if key is 1, then new body equals And now, because I don't want to override the positions. So I'm just saying that if for the first element, I am so first of all, I create a new body. At the end of this, I'm going to assign this to be the body of the snake. And I'm saying that this, the first element of the new body will be new body position. So it's not going to plus equal that, but it's going to equal body part. That position at x plus. So it's going to be the old parts position plus the direction. Otherwise, a new body dot. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. So now it's no longer going to be 1, it's going to be key, so whatever key we are at. And this will be equal to self.body e minus 1 position. So I think this should work. Now, once I'm out of the for, I'm going to do self.body equals new body. See what this does. Oh my god. Okay, so something position failed. Okay, so it's not body, is it body? Okay, it is body. Okay, so it's very hard to read. So if key equals 1, local new body, runtime error, line 1, tab 0, new body 1 position, body parts position, x plus directions, next direction. Okay, attempt to call the next field position, a nil value. Okay. Something. Body part position is not a thing. Let me see. First of all, this also should be self. Let's see what else is wrong here. We'll try and debug this by putting a stop call here. So we should be at the stop call now. So do I have new body? Syntax error. Print new body is nil. Okay. Print self. Also nil. Resume. Oh, maybe I need to initialize this table first. Maybe it was that simple. Also should get rid of the stop. Okay, maybe different error. Yes. Let's see. Position.x plus body part dot rect size. Okay, it's the body parts. Wait, did the body parts have rect sizes? They do not. Okay. I should give them rect size as well. But yes, I should give them. Or itself dot rect size. Okay, let's call this body part dot rect size. And okay, and oh my god, so difficult. Okay, new body 1 dot rect size equals body part dot rect size. So this is awful because I'm just duplicating this for no real reason, but I think this is what's happening. It's trying to use the rect size here, body part dot rect size, but here I was creating a new body part, or rather a new body entirely, and the parts didn't have a rect size, so maybe this works now. It does. And okay, now we only have an issue at the colliding part, so let's see. Full index, Lua line 1, update Lua line 56, 120. So what is on 56? Okay, so here is 56. Self dot body dot one. Okay, body part dot rect size. Okay, this should be self dot body minus key minus 1. But that should okay. So same thing, right? Need to initialize the position. Okay, same stuff. And it's still 1. Needs to be key. Okay, now it should work. Oh my god, okay. I think this is because the second body part is always at the fruit, so it's always colliding with the fruit. So I need to kill the fruit. So I'll just say snake rows and fruit dot position dot x equals 90, and fruit dot position dot y is 90 as well. So now when I collide, I should grow once, and the fruit should spawn in a different place. Oh, okay, perfect. And now it will break, because now it will always be 90. But that's fine. We can fix that next time. I did do this thing, and I think it's been quite long. Wasn't really smooth sailing, but we got it done. So I'll be fixing this mistake and doing other fun things next time in this Pico 8 series. So thank you very much, and see you next time.